Did you want to sit closer to me?
Yes.
Do you want to sit on my lap? You're
Yes.
you're like Olivia with me.
Can I sit on your lap?
No.
Okay.
Are you ready? What do we
Yes.
say?
Good
morning.
morning.
But it's not
You
morning.
say it better than I do.
But it's, well,
it sounds better, but that's okay. I'm learning.
it's mine.
I'm practicing. It is yours.
You can have it. Some guy said that your laugh reminded him of his wife's, and I think she had passed away, so he said it was a good thing. So that was nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Okay, we're done. Say goodnight, Gracie.
We do have freshly made coffee today.
Well, I need it. I just
She's
took
tired,
I took
yeah.
a nap at the library again. I mean, I was out. So I worked. They're so short-handed at Walgreens, and they asked me to come in to work in the pharmacy yesterday, and I said I'd work from 5 to 10, and they said, could you come in any earlier? So I went in at 4 and worked till close, and it did not stop. So I didn't sit down once. I even had almonds. I brought something to eat, and I couldn't get to eating it. And then I even bought a can of almonds.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't even eat an almond. That's how
busy you
That's how
were.
busy we were. Yep.
You couldn't even eat an almond?
That's how busy I was. I couldn't even eat an almond.
Now that's busy, folks.
Now that's busy. Yeah. And then got to Sandy and Dan's, and they were already in bed by the time. So I was trying to be really quiet, you know.
She
They
stayed
go to
there
bed-
last night, yeah,
go to
to
bed-
have her truck fixed.
They
or
go to
van.
bed at like 9:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And anyway, and then I had to get up at 3 because I did truck at 4. But then Jesse called me, and so I literally got and then you know how you're laying there?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta get up. Is it time yet? Is it time because you don't want to oversleep? So anyway.
Didn't you look and say, oh, I got 5 more minutes?
Well, and then after I talked to Jesse, then I was wide awake, and I'm like,
Yes.
well, maybe I should just stay up and just
Yeah.
go in like that. But, and then I didn't think I was that tired, and then I went to the library to wait till my van was done, till I got the call.
Yeah.
And I turned on a video on YouTube, and I out in a second. And I woke up, and you know how you wake up and you don't know where you are? And
I did, yeah.
And I'd been sleeping like this, and I'm like,
Well, especially if
Yeah.
you're someplace different.
Yeah. in the library, yeah. I woke up like, where am I? Yeah. So, yeah, I'm sure it was charming. I'm sure I look lovely laying in the library. So, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Do people stare at you when you sleep in the library?
I don't know, I was sleeping. Stare
I
away.
suppose you're not the only one sleeping in the library.
It's funny, I've
nowadays.
lost all sense of, I don't think you could embarrass me. Do you know what I mean? I don't embarrass easy anymore.
Well, it's really nothing to be embarrassed about,
I mean,
I think.
so I'm sleeping, it's human.
It's
It's
human to sleep.
And I worked so hard, I didn't even eat an almond.
Oh, you poor baby.
I know.
Yeah.
I already put in 19,000 steps. I got 10,000 steps in before it was 10:30 this morning. Oh, and then I was so hungry because I didn't eat because everything was turned off when I got to Sandy and Dan's. So when we were doing truck, and we were done with truck about 5:15,
Yeah.
and there's a McDonald's right next to us. And so I looked it up, literally right across the parking lot. So I looked it up to see what time they open, and it was 5. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go get coffee, and I got 2 breakfast burritos. And I walked over, but the door was open. Only the drive-through was open. So the car went, and I just walked right up to the window. I said, I want to order.
You didn't have a car.
I should have went beep beep. Pretend like I was trying. I just walked right up. I go, listen, I work there and I'm starving. And she goes, yeah, no, I get it.
Did she feel something was missing?
Yeah,
Where's your car? Yeah.
I
She
said,
thought maybe you had a tricycle.
I just pretended. I was like,
Get your- boom, boom,
yeah.
boom, beep, beep.
Yeah.
Next
Beep, beep.
next time do that.
And then while she was, I was like,
I can remember you kids doing that when you were little. When you had a
When you're
fake
50
car. When you
you're-
had a fake car.
When you're 56.
No, yeah, when you're 56, it's a little different.
Listen, I was desperate at that point. I'm like,
But
I need,
it's still
I
funny.
need coffee.
It's still
yeah,
funny.
Just walked up to the drive-through window, and I'm like, I need some breakfast. So
It's
yeah.
the economy.
And so I was standing out the window just talking to her. She's like, I get it. I got 2 young kids at home. I'm like, yeah, I get it too. I go, I'm so tired. I didn't even get to eat an almond last night. That's going to be my new.
Yeah, I didn't even eat an almond. That's busy, folks.
Yeah, you know you're busy.
Yeah,
Now you
you
can
know
use that for future reference if anybody. I was so busy I didn't even eat an almond.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Well, and yesterday we took Pam to get her hair cut.
Yeah, that was
and
another.
out to eat.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I had pictures of it. I took a little video.
Oh, did you? Oh.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll put it in here if I remember.
Get my stomach out of there.
Am I making a major haircut transition?
No. Oh, I know what I was going to do though.
Let's see, Pam. It's pretty. Do you like it? Yeah, I like it a lot.
She really loved it. She liked getting away.
Yeah, and Ruth washed her hair, and yeah, and then we went to Applebee's.
Had a drink. Pam had a drink.
You had a drink too. So did I.
I had a beer.
Yep. had
I
a
don't
beer.
consider that a drink.
Really?
Is it a drink?
It's alcohol. That's a drink. What do you think? It doesn't count if you only drink beer?
Fancier is a drink. You know, like
Pam always
like
drink-
what did Pam have?
She always has
Do you remember a brandy something?
Alexander. It's brandy and amaretto.
Amaretto. I like amaretto. I like, what do you call those?
You like
Liqueurs. Isn't that it?
yeah,
Am I
you
saying
like
it right?
what's it called? Like White Russians. That's what you like.
Oh yeah, Black
Oh,
Russians
Black
too.
Russians. And
I
well,
am
no,
not-
no offense, we are not. We'll
A
take
white
black
one
one
or
or
a
black
black
one.
one. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It is called.
We
a
do
White
not
Russian.
discriminate. Yes, we'll
Yeah.
drink any kind of alcohol. Yes,
They're good.
they are good. They're sweet.
Yeah.
That's why you like it.
And it's like something thick they put in it. It must be.
No,
I mean,
that's the
and
the
it's
liqueur.
at the bottom, and so you stir it up, and but they're small. You drink it in 5 seconds,
Well, because they pour it over ice and then
and they pour it over
yeah,
ice. Yes, but I think they're good.
they are good.
I used to when I was young.
Oh,
It's funny.
when I was young. Yes.
Well, I wasn't real young, but I was young. I used to drink, and do any of you fellas remember? Now I forgot. What was that wine that was
Mogan
so...
David.
Mogan David wine. It was cheap.
It was like cough syrup.
It was, oh.
It
but
was like cough syrup.
I used to drink Mogan David wine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not all the time.
She did.
They're going to think I
Yeah.
drink a lot. I really
Yeah.
don't, no. But I do like wine. But I don't drink Mogan David anymore. It's too sweet. It's too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Is it even around?
I think they still have it. I think I've seen it.
Uh-huh.
Well, just like I think as you get older, remember Grandma Hayes? That's Mom's
Yeah.
mom. She would have Chris bring her over like a 6-pack of beer, and that would last her a week. And then all of a sudden, it was every couple days, and then it was like every day. I'm out. Could you hear me? Just give me a case.
But you know what that, talking about Mogan David wine reminds me of? When we lived on Beaumont, I didn't drink much wine back in, I mean, I never had wine. And
You guys didn't drink hardly at all.
No. Well, I still hardly do. But anyway, I got a wine rack, and it was a tall one, and it held 12 bottles of wine. The trouble is, and I got it mostly for decoration. Do you remember?
I remember,
It
yeah.
was like about this tall.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and 12 bottles of wine. And so
Were they like-
I thought it won't look right we did have a bar room then. That's when bar rooms were popular. We had a bar downstairs. And I thought it won't look authentic unless I have wine in it. So I went to the Spice Diners there.
Yeah.
And I think it was called Rango? Or was that anyway?
That was the
perfume.
Yeah,
Okay.
for
What was the other? It was called something and it began with an R.
Ripple.
Ripple. It was $1 a bottle.
And that became the Tischler joke. Yeah.
And and the ring. Anyway, so I pushed the card up, and he must have thought I was a wino.
That'll be $12.
I bought 12 bottles of, what was it again? Ripple. I
Ripple.
bought $12 of Ripple. 12 bottles.
Of Ripple. Yep. I wonder if that's still around.
Anyway, but my wine rack looked really good, as long as you
Really
didn't,
professional.
as
Yeah.
long as you didn't look
Pull
and
it
see
out, yeah.
the cheap wine I had in it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then I went to, it wasn't Walmart then. What was the cheap place where you went?
Kmart.
No, it wasn't Kmart. Was it Kmart? Anyway, there was another big store that was one of the first big ones, and everything was reasonable there. So I went there, and this was around Christmas time, by the way, and they had some men's aftershave lotion. It was called Rango, and it was really cheap. I mean, it was, I don't
And that's what
remember.
all
It
the
was
guys
cheap.
got for Christmas. And then
Well-
once one opened one and then they saw the package, then the other one, ooh, I wonder if that's I wonder what that is.
Anyway, and
And then remember when you bought them all, like those
jackets.
Lettermans jackets?
Yes, that was another Christmas.
They
Yeah.
each
I
got-
used to.
I wonder if that's a Letterman's jacket. Wonder what that is.
Anyway, so that was called the Ripple Rango Christmas. Yeah,
Mhm.
because
We drank Ripple and put on Rango.
or
we're
we drank Rango and put on Ripple.
We're so high class, you can see.
Toward the end, that's what we did.
I don't know. I think they follow us because we're kind of like a train wreck. They just want to see what's going to happen next.
Oh, we had fun back then. I don't know, it's not so much fun anymore.
Well, we don't have Christmas anymore. So
No.
it's hard to have fun.
We don't even have Christmas
Yeah.
anymore. Not
No.
like we did.
No,
You know.
yeah.
But that's okay.
That's okay.
Anyway,
Anyways,
there is a big
every
lo-
time, before every video, I wonder what we're going to talk about. We sit down and she goes,
I say
I go,
that.
Mom, do we ever know? And then look at the minute that I turn on the thing, it's like,
my mouth just starts moving.
yeah.
Like Charlie McCarthy.
Like flapping, yep. Yeah.
She's doing it. Really.
Oh, yeah, I'm
there's-
throwing my voice over there. I'm a
there's
ventriloquist
a string
here.
in my back.
Yeah. In her butt.
Oh, funny. Okay.
Ah.
Well, I'm going to drink my coffee. You
Okay.
talk for a while. Say something funny, honey.
Say something funny, honey. I don't know. Oh no, the phone rings again. Don't answer it. Don't they
It's
know?
Sandy. You know what it was? It's Sandy telling me about my blood test.
Well, should I answer?
Yeah, hurry. Answer.
Okay, keep them entertained again.
This is true life.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see.
Hello? I didn't get it in time, so I'll carry it with me.
Who
So
was
she'll
it?
call back, I'm sure, because she'll be wondering where you are.
Oh,
She'll be worried
okay.
about you.
Okay.
So I'll just talk to her. It's real life.
Leave
You'll-
it here.
This is how
Yeah.
exciting our lives are.
Yes.
What's the test results?
Somebody's always
Whose
calling.
baby is it? It's like a telenovela, like a soap opera.
I know.
Is it?
Did you used to watch soap operas? I did.
Yes, All My Children and One Life to Live.
And what
remember-
is still going
Remember,
on? Is that
Susan
so much-
Lucci is still on it. She's had
I
like
know.
25 ex-husbands by this
And
time.
she's so beautiful.
She looks exactly the same, yeah.
Yeah, every season they had her, well, there had to be a story, there had to be something happening, and when you get a divorce, that's something happening.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's right. See, this is unscripted, what we have. Maybe we should write a script beforehand and come up with, well, and here's the thing, we come up with stuff in real life. It's like, you know, like Ripple, Wrangle. Yeah, you can't make that stuff up.
You can't make this up.
You can't make it up.
Of course you can't.
You losing your fingernail in the mashed potatoes and we still ate them, you know?
It was a clean fingernail.
You keep saying that.
It was.
It was a clean fingernail.
It was a fake fingernail.
Yeah.
Yes, I used to do that. I always went and got my nails done
Yeah.
when I worked.
Not anymore.
When I worked. But now they don't break off because I don't do any housework.
Oh.
That's what made them stay short. And I would go and get the extensions put on. And,
I ripped mine off.
nice.
And you know what it did? It ruined my fingernails. So remember how cute they looked? I got the gel nails. Well, I didn't realize that they have to like file the top of your nail. So now it's even thinner. The whole point was I wanted my real nails to grow, but they have to take off the top so it adheres to it.
Yeah.
And then I ripped that gel off and that hurt.
You're not supposed to pick it off.
Yeah, I know.
See, Sandy does the same thing. She bites it off. I said, you're supposed to go and have them, well, and
So,
it's
yeah.
not as bad for your nail. They file it real, I mean, they don't really take that last layer off. They leave it, but it's a real thin layer.
Yeah, so it ruins
Yeah.
your nails because then they're all, until they grow out, then that part is
Yeah.
flimsy. The whole point was I wanted strong nails and now it's even, it took me back.
Well,
But-
just don't have it done again.
I don't even
It'll be
care
fine.
about my nails at this point. I mean, what I'm schlepping, you know, boxes and totes at 4 a.m, like I care. I don't even get to eat an almond.
Well, you've got to look presentable, sweetheart.
Okay, Mom. Yeah, you're well put together all the time. She got
No.
new jeans. They're so cute. I walked in and I'm like, well, they're like stonewashed jeans.
I got him at the Goodwill. They're Levi.
You don't
jeans
even
or-
have to ask where the clothes are from.
I always go to the Goodwill.
Stand up for
I
a
like
minute.
that better
Stand
than
up
the
for
mall.
a minute. Maybe
They-
we can see them.
I don't know. They have
Oh, we
buttons
can't
here.
see. Here.
They have snaps, not snaps, buttons.
at that
Actually,
tiny
actual
shoes.
buttons and buttonholes.
Yeah, and they're darker because you never.
And
You
and
always wear.
they look all worn out, and
Yeah.
they are. And
You always wear white.
in the summer, I wear white. Yes, most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
But yeah, no, you look so. She's 92 and looks more fashionable than.
Well, when I was young,
Oh, jeez.
why do I always
I
go
know.
there?
Well, when I was young.
When I was your age, white was in the summer, but you had to wait until
Memorial. Or,
June.
yeah.
or there
Whatever,
was a
Labor
special
Day or whatever.
You didn't do things when you wanted to do them. You had to wait till it was
Oh.
okay.
The catcock's tail is stopped.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just noticed that. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb your. Oh. It's
well-
gonna bug her until she does it, right? Can you get through there?
Yes, I can. I am going to just give him a little,
A little push, a little shove. Okay. Very
He's a
good.
lazy one.
Yeah.
You know, that happened before. The thing
Mhm.
is, if he keeps wagging,
Yep.
he doesn't need a battery. But if
No.
he stops again,
He needs a
He
bad.
needs a
Is that the telltale? The telltale?
is
Is
that
that
what I
the, is that? But I'll be here all week.
these cats, you never know. They wag only when they have a battery.
No, my.
But
So how's your blood now? They get it.
I don't know. I thought.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought they were getting it stable.
Well, the last 2 times they've been telling me it's perfect. It's thin. But now I have to be careful I don't cut myself so I don't bleed to death.
Well, that's a happy thought.
I thought so too. But anyway, so I went this morning and that was going to tell the tale. You know, I mean, if it was okay this morning,
It'll tell the tale.
They were going to say, okay, this is it. It's where it's supposed to be. And then in the end of August, they switched it to the end of August. I'm going to go and see what the heart doctor says.
Because they never gave you the results after you wore that heart thing.
Never.
Do you want to tell them what Sandy said? What they told you?
I had heart failure, folks. My heart isn't skipping beats. So I don't need to be shocked. I just need to keep water from around my heart.
Mm-hmm. So she's back on the Lasix.
And I feel good again.
Oh, yeah, you feel, oh, yeah.
I feel good again.
Because it took a couple days, because when we went to the axe throwing, she was having a hard time, and I said that's when that always happened, because then the heart, or the water was coming back.
Yeah.
So then she went on the Lasix, and it took a couple days, but now you're feeling better, so good.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's all good. It's all good until it's not.
It's all good in the hood.
Until it's not.
Yeah.
I'm smiling.
Yeah.
I'll smile to the end.
Well, good thing we got your will signed, right?
To the
Yeah,
end.
to the end. Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, what can we talk about now?
Okay, now what? Now
what?
what?
Oh,
Now what?
oh,
Oh, so we were going to say that next week, because people are interested in talking about quantum physics.
it's
you
in the
smarty
newspaper
pants, you.
all the time.
Yeah, I sent her an article. It's funny, after we had brought it up, an article came up that they had proven all this stuff, and I was reading the article, even getting a little lost in reading it, because it's really
that
hard
only,
to understand unless...
It was a headline.
Yeah,
and
I know.
she sent it to me.
Yeah.
Only.
It was on Yahoo
I
News.
mean, let's see. Objective reality does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now that's hard for our brains to, but I've been, I'm so used to that to me it says, yeah, sure. But it doesn't mean we don't see it. It doesn't mean we don't, feel it. What, let's see, what was I going to say? It was so interesting.
What we're going to do, yeah, obviously.
It was so interesting. I forgot it.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna because people want you to talk. They want to see you. They want you to have a YouTube channel. I said she doesn't know how to run YouTube, and I'm not gonna be here. And she has macular degeneration and can't see. How would you hook up the phone? Oh, and then the Minnesota Society for the Blind is coming on Monday. They were so nice.
Yes.
And
yes, they're coming on Monday to show them.
Did we talk about this?
We can talk about that next week.
Yeah, and so I talked to her name is Laura, and she already knows the boulders because she's been here before.
A lot of people with macular.
Yep, and she helped your friend Jean, or somebody did from there.
Yeah, she's nice.
And they come and assess things, and it's all free. Like them to assess it is free. I said, who pays for this? Like, is it the state? And she said it's the state. And so if you need something, it's
they'll
free.
give it to you. Yeah.
Yes. So if you have eyesight problems, maybe check your state to see if they have a service like that for you. I don't know if it's every state that has that, but I was surprised. I never knew about it.
It's great. It's just
So that'll
great.
be interesting to see what she says on Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, and then quantum physics. So
I wanted to say it said objective the objective world does not exist, but Schroeders Cat experiment quite a while ago now actually proved several things, and one thing it proved is in quantum mechanics, which is crazy, I'm telling you, but it's true.
it's crazy, but I'm telling you, it's true.
Even Einstein said it was crazy. But anyway, let me see. It was very interesting.
The cat thing.
Oh yeah, it proved that with the cat, no object appears until it's observed by the human mind.
Well, I said that's like they said.
I mean-
if a tree falls in the woods,
Well, that's
Do
it.
you hear it or
I
something,
don't
or like does it make a noise or something like
And
that?
that's what you think. Does that mean that if someone's not looking at something, it's not there? I don't know. I mean,
Oh,
it's
and we were
so
talking
crazy.
about what was interesting. What we were talking about, we live in a parallel universe because if you make a different decision,
You go
your
into a-
whole life, yeah, you
You go into a parallel universe.
because I was saying, I lived in California, and I left California, and sometimes I think to myself, why did I leave California? I worked for Marvel Comics, slept on the beach, had all these friends, played softball for Marvel Comics. I mean, it was amazing. But had I not left, I wouldn't have Jesse.
Yeah.
So
Well, the thing is, it makes sense though. If you really think about this, it all makes sense. It's just that there's so many things we don't notice. Like there's a saying, the universe is the world is behind you. Notice it.
well,
And you have to look. The thing is, it's all there and
Yeah.
you can see it, but we are not paying attention. Is it?
Um,
But there is a real world or a subjective world, and I have a book, and I've had it for years, that tells you how to look.
so
I mean, it's just looking a little higher.
well, now you have to tell them
I
the
mean,
book.
then you can see both of them. No, I'll tell them next week.
They're gonna want to know, so maybe they could get it and
Well, I'll
read
tell
it.
them next week.
Well, tell them that one now, because I
can't-
asked.
No, I can't do that. It's a secret.
Oh my goodness! Well, they're gonna be mad at you. They're like,
No, they
Joy's
won't.
not
They
gonna.
won't
Oh,
be mad at
you're
me.
old. They can't be mad at
It's
you.
only a week.
Okay, I guess we're gonna leave you on a
I
cliffhanger.
don't have the book with me right now. Anyway,
We're gonna
but-
leave you on a cliffhanger till next week because people
Oh.
were saying, "What's the books that she read?"
Well,
Because there was that one recently that you had just read, or that you were in the
Well,
middle
that
of reading.
one was, I have to look at it and see. It was written by two women who were scientists, but it really didn't tell you much that a layperson wants to know what it did. See, I never know when I get these books until I read them, and this has every experiment they've done from the beginning of just looking for this over the years, and it tells you what they found out, and it explains the experiment, which was way over my head, but reading what it proved was very interesting.
Well, there's that. Remember we saw that movie I Am, or that docu. And remember he was
yes.
there.
That was so many years ago.
He directed Jim
Yeah.
Carrey in what's that movie? But anyway, he had been in a bike accident,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
he had
I do
all those.
remember
And then
that.
he came.
Yeah.
We saw the opening of it here, and he was here. And then
Yeah.
he came out after and answered
Yeah.
some questions. That was at the theater
Yeah.
in Minneapolis, and
That was great.
and
yeah.
I've watched it at least like 3 times.
Yeah.
And he goes and sees scientists, and like he talked to like Buddha and all, even these existential people,
Yeah.
and even just like talking to plants, like when you say kind things to them,
It's true.
and just like molecules even and stuff like that. So if it's called I Am, and I forget his name, and then you know what he did, he lived in like this mansion in California because he was making all this money, and he said, I thought like that would make me making it, and he goes, and then I was there all by myself in this huge mansion, and I just felt lonely.
Yeah.
And so he ended up selling it, and he teaches now. He's a professor somewhere, and he lives in a mobile home, but on, I think, Malibu Beach. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going to live in a mobile home, that's probably the place to do it. And he rides his bike everywhere, and it just made him realize what life's about. And, it's funny because I've kind of stumbled into this with now, doing my practice videos. I love nature.
And it is magic too.
It is
Nature.
magic, and
It
it's
is.
fascinating. And I don't know if you remember the Be Kind people reached out to me. Remember, it was to help to support
Yes,
the bees, and I
yes.
still wear my
That-
sunflower.
it is
I love
great.
it. And it's amazing how integral bees are to life.
Oh, we need everything.
Right.
We need the trees. We
Yeah.
need the bees. They're all here for
We
a
need the
reason.
trees, we need the bees.
I couldn't get a soapbox. That rhymes. You could write a song.
Oh, I could write a song, yeah. We
And
need
then
the
you-
trees,
and
we
then you
need the
could
bees.
sing it. You
See
could
my
sing
knees.
You could write a song and you could sing it and play
With my
your
ukulele.
ukulele.
It would be a
Oh,
#1 hit, I'm sure.
I know it would. You'd be rich,
Oh,
and then you could make videos.
all the time.
Okay, what were you saying?
Oh,
Besides that,
but and just like you forget sometimes, like I said, sitting in a cubicle, and my life was, the 9 to 5. You get up, you get in traffic, you know what I mean? You go, and then afterwards, it was like, okay, maybe I'd go to the gym, but then I'd come home, eat, and fall on the couch and watch TV and go to bed because I was so tired, and get up and do it. It's like it wasn't living in the van, because I'm never not doing something.
oh, I know.
Because being in the van makes you want to be out of the van. I love my van, and I love it at night when it's the end of the day, but it makes you want to be outside.
Mm-hmm.
And even now, especially like I said, I just was taking clips to practice, but now, and everybody loved the conservatory and how beautiful, and I'm starting to learn the camera more. And like I said, I wanted to share all that with you. Like I said, that first one sucked.
I loved it.
But the first one, I didn't realize that there was a minute. I thought I'd cut that off. But again, this is what it is. No shame. At least I'm trying. What's that thing? Was it Franklin Roosevelt? He said, how people are judging you from outside the ring, but you're the one who gets in
Yeah,
and does it. Like, nobody can judge you for trying
that's for
if
sure.
they're not trying.
Yeah.
And so I hope that, whatever it is you want to do, even if you suck at it, and we all suck at everything in the beginning.
Yeah,
We aren't experts at,
yeah.
I mean, down the road, but you got to start somewhere, and the fun is in the learning.
Oh,
So,
of course.
and
yeah.
even just a week, you saw how much, I found the exposure, I can manually do it on the camera. So that was a huge plus. That made a huge difference.
Yes.
And now I'm doing the editing, and I just get absorbed in it, and I lose track of time. And that's why I said, that's how you know you're in the right place, is when you aren't watching the clock.
Yeah.
If anything, you're like, oh no, I gotta go. Like, you want to work on it more.
Yes.
And just the beauty and all this that we never really stop to see anymore. And so I actually reached out to a bee place here in Minnesota. There's like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because I want to go learn about the bees. I want to learn, I kind of learned when the Be Kind people reached out to me, but I want to see the process and see the hives and, how it all works.
Well,
Because we're losing the bees.
because of these, what is that called? They spray on plants and
Yeah.
But
we need bees to pollinate everything.
I know. If the bees are all gone, there won't be.
We need the
anything.
bees. We need the trees.
I forgot. Yes, we have.
We're going to go march on Washington. Who wants to come? We're taking a bus. We're taking a van.
Well, it's something to think about. That's for sure.
But
Yeah.
it makes me want to learn more. And even me having to edit it and look at it and even see I can make a little bit of a color difference and make it even more interesting is interesting to me. That it even makes it more vibrant. So, yes.
I read, this is a long time ago. I remember when I had plants on my windowsill, in the kitchen. And I never had much of a garden. My girls love to plant and grow things, but I
They
don't
die.
have a green thumb.
None of us.
Everything dies
We don't have
for
green
me.
thumbs.
Everything. I feel sorry. You give me a flower, you're sending it.
To its death.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had this plant, and I read that if you sing to it.
What'd you sing?
I had it right over where my kitchen sink was, and it's before dishwashers, and I would sing.
Did he go like this?
Oh, it died actually. I don't know if it was my voice, or I just, I must have this energy that,
Yeah, is that what it does?
I
My
don't know.
God.
Some people
You
don't
don't
have
have- you don't have-
a green thumb.
You don't have that energy.
No.
You don't
No,
have this
I
energy.
don't know that. But I do know that we're getting back to quantum, but I do
Circling
know
back.
that once you want to see the difference between the objective world and the subjective world, the universe will leap to your aid.
Leap
Because
to your aid.
we all have to find it out. We all have to learn it and
Well,
know it.
And I
believe
even say, sometimes they'll say, none of this is real.
Well, it's real. I mean,
No,
that
I
isn't
get it.
that we
No, I
don't
get it.
experience, but there is something else that is
Well,
real.
and things that we think we care about
Yeah, it's hard to explain.
aren't important. Does that, you know what I mean? Like things that we think, and especially now in this day and age with like, likes and all this stuff that is so like, that's not real. Like getting how many likes or how many followers or how many,
Yeah.
and I, realize too that I do this.
Well, that can happen anyway. I
Right,
mean,
right.
It's just you just change where you're looking.
But a lot of people do it, and there's nothing wrong with that, to amass all this, like to
Yeah.
make more money.
Yeah.
But for me, and like I said, this is just like, this is fun for me.
Oh, I know.
Do you know what I mean?
you
And now
love
I'm
it.
learning
You
some
love
more.
it, even though it's so
And-
much work.
And we've built this like community of just
Yes.
really great people. I feel like they're truly my friends.
Yeah, and they are.
They are.
And they are.
And I have friends from Australia and South Africa.
I know.
And yeah.
I know.
Who knew? Isn't it amazing that you can meet people from all over the world?
Well, you don't have to be in someone, next to someone or next door to someone to know them. It can be far away.
Well, like I said, even with Jessie now, I feel like I see her more because we see each other on FaceTime
Every night.
than I
Yeah.
did when she was here. So it's like she's here, but she's not. Well, we were talking about that too. Who would have ever thought you could, with the phone, like send emails,
yeah.
and you said where they
Yeah.
don't cross or whatever, like just in poof. And
I mean,
how does that even happen?
yeah. I mean, think of all the stuff that's going through.
Boy, we're getting deep. So next week, Joy, we'll let out the secret of what the
Well,
book is.
Yes, and
Yes.
I found the book years ago. This writer is fantastic.
Well, and then you know what maybe we'll do? So after
Mom.
next week and we talk about that, we'll do a live, where people can write and ask questions.
But I'm not an expert. On
Well, but
it,
it's
you
just
know.
if people who are interested, it's just to discuss.
I've just studied it
I
for
know,
a long time.
But it's just to discuss. Do you know what I mean? Then
Yeah.
people can ask questions and then we'll discuss.
Yeah. But I still am not a scientist, But I believe what they say. I
Mhm.
believe what the scientists have found,
Right.
and it makes sense to me.
Mhm.
It makes such sense to me, and
Well, it's
yeah.
It's fascinating.
It is, and it is the most important thing. It's the most important thing. What we are is what never disappears, never goes away. It's awareness. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Awareness. And the thing is, most of the time, we aren't aware of our surroundings or what we're doing or anything. How many times have
Because
you
we live in our head. Remember, we were talking
Yeah.
about that.
How many
you
times have you-
create your reality in your
Right.
own head.
We're always in yesterday or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times have you been in a car and driven somewhere and all of a sudden you were there and you don't even
Forgot.
remember driving there because you were a million miles away in your mind? I've done it.
Oh yeah,
you know.
what? Yeah.
When I was driving, I was thinking so hard about whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't about that moment. we're just so lucky we get there without having an accident. But it's human nature.
We're on autopilot because we've done it. So it's like driving to work and back. You just know every day that that's how you go. So you don't even have to think
Right.
about it.
And what I've learned is our mind, our brain, or whatever you want, it's just another organ.
Mm-hmm.
It was given to us for critical thinking only.
Mm-hmm.
We're not supposed to be thinking about the past. I mean, it wasn't meant for that,
Right.
you know, because back during evolution, which I think is real, you were too busy thinking about what cave you're going to live in and how you're going to gather berries and how you're going to defend
You were just
yourself
surviving.
if a dinosaur comes
You were just
along.
surviving, just living day to day, trying to survive.
Yeah, and as the world changed, and of course now,
But you know what? That's what van life is, because every day
that is probably true.
it keeps
It's
me
a
in the
big
present
change.
moment because I
Yes.
have to always be thinking, where do I
Yeah.
need to get to? Where am I going to sleep? Do you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
has to deal with that
You're
moment.
about the moment, and that's the thing. Now that everything is so easy, I mean, years ago, women had to wash on scrub boards and iron with these irons you put on the stove to heat, and I mean, it was hard.
Mhm.
And the thing is, now everything is done for us.
Right.
I mean, we have to work.
And that was
stuff,
what I wanted
but
to.
we never in the moment. We're never aware.
But that's what I like, challenges. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
like to be challenged.
Yeah.
Like physically, that's why I did fitness competitions and, stuff. And challenging myself, not challenging, competition really against anybody else. I didn't care if I won. It was a goal for me. But it's interesting because people have written me and some woman wrote and she said that she wanted, and I hope she doesn't mind me sharing because it was in the comments,
Yeah.
but that she wanted to buy a drone and her husband said, no, because we can't afford it, and I don't know if it was like you wouldn't know how to use it or something like that. And he was like, well, yeah, he's just a curmudgeon and he's not fun anymore. But I've been in that place too in relationships where I've let somebody take my light away from me.
Yes.
But if there's something in you that you want to do, and I was actually thinking about it, that if you accept the challenge, that think about something you've always wanted to try or always wanted to do, and it's not like you have to do it, but just do something towards, even if it's Googling it to see like how you would do that or how you would get there, whatever it is. And then if you would share it with me in the comments, I would love to hear, even if you don't do it, if the only thing you do is leave me a comment telling me what it is that you've always wanted to do or, thought about doing.
Yes.
I would love to hear that. Because I think once you put it out there, that's like with the van. I thought people would think I was crazy. And I had been researching it for 5 years. And once I told someone and they acted like normal, like, well, of course, Tracey, you do, That's
Yeah.
that's the thing about being crazy. You can't surprise anybody. So they're
No.
all like, yeah. And I was like, wow, they're supportive of it. And then that made me even more like open to opening up.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
It always happens. if
So you
really
have to
want it.
speak it, or you have to put it out into the ethos.
You have to say it.
You have to say it.
First. First
The
was
first
the word.
step. Yeah. First was the word. Yeah.
And then once you say it,
Yeah.
it's out there.
It's out there.
And
Yeah.
then the next step is you do it.
Yeah. So put it out there. Leave in the comments. I'd be so interested to hear what people, like sometimes maybe secretly, like maybe they don't have a support system. And again, like they would think, other people would think it was silly.
Yeah.
Whoever thought that I would really live in a van?
Well, you
Now
talked
look at-
about it for a long, long time. Yes.
Not to many people though.
No.
You
to
know
me,
I'm
to
I'm
me.
crazy, so
Yeah,
I
well,
could talk about you, yeah.
I said you do it. I
So
knew
find
you would
somebody
do it.
that knows you're
Yeah.
crazy and tell them. But yeah, no, tell me, and then it's out there, and then it'll put it out into the universe, and then it just begins, right? It begins.
Yes.
And so it begins.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's so much. Actually, there's so much to talk about.
There is. Well, and every day you're like, what are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
Look at, we took you to quantum physics from, where did we start in the beginning?
I don't remember. It's been so
Oh,
long.
Ripple and
Ripple.
Ringo.
Ripple
Ripple
and
and Ringo to quantum mechanics.
No, that's a conversation.
No, that's a conversation.
Oh, and is he still wagging?
Yep.
He
Still
doesn't
wagging.
need a battery.
Doesn't need a battery.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's 45 minutes. Look at how fast time
I
goes
know.
we
We should
talk.
say goodnight. Goodbye.
Good
So
night.
long.
See you later.
There's so many ways.
Don't forget the bees and the trees. No, that's going to be, yeah. And Ripple and Ringo and Mogan David
And we
and
confirmed
quantum
that-
mechanics.
Yes. And we've confirmed everybody's magic too.
And seriously, when you think about how we're made and just our bodies, and that's what I said, even about the bees, like, and now just seeing nature so up close and then editing so I keep seeing it. And it just amazes me, just this whole, everything has to work together.
It does.
Just like in our
Yes.
bodies. Like if your heart doesn't work, the rest of you or if something else. And, thank God for doctors and science that they
Yes.
can help us.
Yeah.
So it just is, it's fascinating. And that is magic.
Yeah.
That's the magic.
That is the magic. It definitely is.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
So, okay. Well, say goodnight, Gracie.
You got to say your stuff.
I
first.
know. Oh my goodness. You're
I'm directing
a
now.
tyrant. Oh, now we're going to have a script and you're going to direct? Take two.
Yes.
Tracey, you did that wrong. Do it again. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready? Go out and make an adventure, no matter how
Okay.
big or how small. You don't have to sell everything and move into a van. Why?
Because you did it.
I did it, but if you want to, write it in the comments and then it's out there in the ethos and it's
Oh,
going
and
to
the
start,
universe will
it'll scoop you up and take you to a van.
maybe not quite, but it's close.
It's close. And go call someone you love, because as Joy says,
Tell them I love you.
I love you.
Yes.
I love you, man.
And we love you.
And we love you.
And I love you.
Oh, and I love you too. God. And the most important thing.
Don't forget.
Why are you whispering?
That's your line.
What
gotta
Are you
say
trying
it.
to prompt me? Are you directing me?
Yes, I am.
Like I forgot what my line is?
Yes. You want me to say it?
We'll both say it.
Okay.
Ready?
Don't
Don't forget
forget
your
your
magic.
magic.
Yeah. Quantum physics and Ripple and Ringo. It's all magic. Okay. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.